And not only that, but you're more likely to get a job because you're going to be the early bird. You have more opportunities to make up your GPA if you mess up a class. Hey guys, my name is Jeremy, and today we're going to be talking about the semester versus the quarter system in college and which is actually better for you. Now you should watch to the very end because you may be surprised at how many advantages one system has over the other in terms of convenience, education, jobs, and even travel opportunities, because they actually do play a role in these situations. If you're new to the channel, my name is Jeremy and I post videos regarding my thoughts, advice, life, and more as a college student, so hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet and hit the like button as well. Without further ado, let's just get started into the video. If you guys don't know what the quarter system or the semester system is yet, I'm going to assume that you guys are high school seniors soon to be going to college, and those systems basically lay out the foundation and the scheduling of your classes, whether your classes are going to be 10-week long or 15-week long depending if it's a quarter or a semester. But they all add up to 30 weeks in total of academic session, and I'm going to tell you guys which might be potentially better for you and the upside and the downsides that you guys might not have even thought about. So let's just start off by digging right into the semester system. I'm going to tell you guys the advantages of the semester system, which is what I'm currently on right now. So first of all, instruction period feels less rushed as a semester system. Usually learning is going to be at a more controlled pace, and it's true because you learn a class in a 15-week period instead of a 10-week period, so you're more likely to absorb the knowledge and retain the knowledge for a little longer, and you just have more time to review and more practice to do rather than the 10-week classes that you might feel a little rushed on. Not only that, but you do have time for projects and assignments and exams and whatever in case you are failing in a class. Then you have a lot more opportunities to make up your grade that you currently have if you are failing. So you really can turn around your grade in a class in a 15-week period much better than if you can in a 10-week period, because you're just so limited on time. And sometimes quarter system classes offer less exams than we do have as a semester system. Not only that, but it's also less hectic and frantic for both professors and students for scheduling, in case you miss a class, or in case the professor cancels, then you don't have to try to rush everything into one day, rush 2 days lessons worth into one day, or if you're trying to make up an absence, then you don't have to cram everything as much just because you have longer to make up for it in a 15-week system. Another good thing about the semester system is that it's easy to transfer credits from 2-year colleges, or if you're trying to transfer out to a different college, because the majority of colleges are actually semester system nationwide. So it is really easy to transfer credits and units and whatever into different colleges. It's also more natural to have a semester system just like we did in high school. So the high school transition to the college transition wouldn't be hard at all for incoming freshmen, and you guys are gonna get used to it so easy because you guys had the semester system back in high school. Where it's like classes and then you take a break, aka winter break, and then you take another set of classes, and it's 15 and 15, which add up to 30 rather than 10, 10, 10 in the between. And again, another good thing about the semester system is that you do build relationships with your teachers and your friends, because you do get to see them for more than a month longer. So you definitely do have a closer relationship if you have a 15-week system. Not saying that you can't as a 10, it depends on your personality. But then again, if you're just a regular student who don't usually go up to office hours, the teachers will most likely get to know you more, memorize your names, figure out who you are, know your work habits and so forth, and they could help you out a little better. Now, if you guys don't know, the semester system usually gets out around May, like middle of May. So that means plane tickets are cheap. That means traveling in general is just going to be cheap for people who have the semester system for during the summer. And it definitely could be a big money saver when you're traveling. And these tickets, last I've seen during May and June, when you're traveling international or nationally, they could go up to 20% of their original price, even 25, 30. So definitely if you get out earlier, you'll be able to get tickets that are cheaper than you could usually get them for. And not only that, but you're more likely to get a job because you're going to be the early bird in the land of open job opportunities. There are studies that prove that quarter system people actually have a harder time finding jobs just because the semester system people just snatch them up beforehand. So if you do have a quarter system and you get out in June, most likely you are going to have a harder time finding jobs than your semester peers already did, probably. Now, enough of me talking about the good stuff about the semester system, and time for me to dive onto the quarter system. The advantage of the quarter system is basically that you don't have to stick around for classes that you don't really like. So if you don't like a class or a particular professor and you're just stuck with whatever class, then you only have a 10-week period to deal with that class in general. So that means that it takes less time to get over the course that you hate, which is basically like 5 weeks shorter. So if you think about it, you really be taking that course for only 2.5 months rather than almost 4 months worth of time. Another good thing is that students actually get to experience more courses and get to know more faculty members in the quarter system. Now, as I said, in the semester system, you do build stronger relationships, but in the quarter system, you do get to know more professors, and you at least have a little taste of every course, here and there, so that you know which professor to take later on in the future if they do teach the related subject. Another good thing about the quarter system is that you have more opportunities to make up your GPA. If you mess up a class, or you failed, or you got a C, you're gonna have more classes to take to redeem that C that you got and eventually boost up your GPA a little higher. Now, this is clearly not available to the semester system, because if you think about it, if you're going to college for 4 years, then you basically are taking 8 semesters, Whereas if you're going for 4 years in the quarter system, then you're basically gonna have 12 quarters, which means that you have more opportunities to make up your overall cumulative GPA. And for the last thing about the quarter system, it might be a little controversial because this may be a good thing or a bad thing, but you guys do have a shorter winter break, which means that you could be more focused diving right back into school instead of like, you know, forgetting most of the stuff in the 5-week period that us semester systems have. I'm just gonna take a personal example and talk about my calculus class. Last semester, I took a calculus 1 class and then I had a 5-week break. And then I took a calculus 2 class, which kind of made me forget a lot about the calculus 1 class that I took. Formulas, you know, the integration, the derivatives, all that memorization are just kind of like gone and just kind of buried deep in my head somewhere. Whereas if you did have a 2-week break or a 3-week break instead, you know, most of that information you could possibly still retain in your head and easily recall it when you're in calculus 2, or, you know, whatever class that you have that's following the previous class that you took last quarter. And yeah, that's about it. That's mainly the things that I could find between the advantages of the semester system and the quarter system. So hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did, don't forget to hit a like and hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't yet. And let me know which is your favorite system and which one are you currently on right now, the semester or the quarter system. And if you do find any other advantages or disadvantages, then let me know in the comments below. But that's gonna be it for today, guys. And I do upload weekly, so I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.